I just want to talk to all the evangelical Christians in this country that are voting for Trump. I understand that you think you're doing the right thing. I think that if you really looked inside of your heart and read the Bible and read the New Testament and what Jesus would really do and say about all of the anger and the lying and the hypocrisy and the racism, I think you know that this is not something that God would want for our country, for yourselves. And if people really believe in pro-life, what's been going on with this pandemic is the opposite of pro-life. Literally. And I don't see how you can say on one hand that abortion is wrong, which I also don't believe in, but I don't know if I can force somebody else to get a baby and have a baby when they might not be able to afford it, or it's a product of incest, or maybe it's rape, or something that is just not right for them. And then the Republicans also don't take care of babies really after they're born. There's no social programs. Everybody wants to keep their own money. Nobody wants to pay taxes. But we want to force mothers to have children. That's one thing I can't get it behind. But also, if you're pro-life and you have a president literally saying that the virus isn't even here and it's a hoax and there are people dying all over the place, and just from scientific projections, which we all used to believe in because we like having good doctors. If we had cancer or a brain issue or a lung issue, we would want to go to a great specialist. We wouldn't want to go to just some podiatrist when we have lung cancer. I don't understand why we're listening to a x-ray technician pretty much on herd immunity right now, which is basically saying just let people die that would never have died if they hadn't caught this virus. You realize that. My mother, my brother, my father are people that I am very concerned about because they are evangelical Christians, Trump supporters, going into church and restaurants because they refuse to live in fear, supposedly. And I am so worried that they're going to die or be just ill, because this virus isn't just about dying, it's about long-term health effects that we don't know. And I know for sure a lot of them are affecting organs which don't just repair themselves. Hearts, after they're damaged, are damaged. Lungs, after they're damaged, continue to be damaged. This is why I've turned away from the church. Things like this. I am very sad about it because I know that I need God in my life, and when I go into churches and I have pastors yelling and screaming about how gay people are against God and they need to be fixed and changed, and how when I was a child, a black person and a white person got married and everybody was looking at them like, why would you do that? And as a child, I was like, gay people, what's wrong with that? Why would God judge them? And even if it is wrong, Jesus wouldn't want us to hate them or judge them or turn away from them. He would want us to embrace them. And as a kid, I knew this, and I knew what these preachers were preaching was hatred. And and anger and divisive, and it has nothing to do with what Jesus would want. The same as this president is doing. And when you see a biracial couple in a church when I was a child and that was considered scandalous, even as a kid I knew that was not scandalous. Jesus wouldn't care. Love is love. And you need to accept people for who they are. And I don't think hating somebody and fearing what you don't understand is justification enough for electing another president to this next 4 terms that is literally turning away our country from the face of God and idolizing him and making him your God instead of what Jesus and God would really want you to do. I just had to say this because I'm very sad that so many Christians who think they're being Christian defend somebody so vigorously. There is such a thing as wrong. There is such a thing as wrong. And I don't care about these policies or tax cuts or anything else. There is such a thing as basically so wrong that you cannot give any justification for voting for a man that spews lies and hatred and divisiveness and anger the way this man does. And I just pray that somebody will open their eyes that sees my message and just knows that I do not do this out of any maliceness or hatred. I do this out of absolute concern and sadness and wishing that people in the churches would actually follow their own teachings. And that just because somebody politically comes out and says something that you like, you can't ignore what you know is right. And that church would get my respect and probably have me come back into church again and follow God and his teachings again. But I can't follow this. I can't follow hypocrisy and anger and people that cast stones that sin just as badly. I just want us to come together. Please come together. I love my parents. I love my family. I'm tired of the fighting and I'm tired of the anger. But mostly, I'm tired of just watching my parents and my brother defending a man that could care 2 craps about their lives and that would willingly sacrifice them if he could win the presidency again. That's what it's come down to. That's very sad. Do the right thing. I hope people do the right thing.